My name is Margaret Lewis, and I turned 76 last Saturday. It was supposed to be my special day, surrounded by my son, my daughter-in-law, and my 3 grandkids. Instead, it was the day I realized I had been nothing more than a convenient shadow in their lives. The morning started beautifully. I had baked my own lemon cake, the one everyone always loved. I wore my navy blue dress, the one my late husband, Harold, had always said made me look graceful. I even bought small gifts for the children. I told myself, Margaret, today you'll be surrounded by love. I was wrong. When I arrived at Paul's house, no one came to the door for a full minute. I could hear laughter and music inside. Finally, my daughter-in-law Nina opened the door, her smile thin and practiced. "Oh, Margaret, you're early," she said, glancing at her watch. "We were still setting up." "I wanted to help," I said softly, holding up the cake. "Oh, that's sweet," she replied, taking it awkwardly from my hands. "But we already ordered dessert." My son Paul appeared behind her, wearing the same tired expression he always did when I visited. "Hi, Mom," he muttered, giving me a half-hearted hug. "We've got a full house today. Hope you don't mind sitting outside. Kids made a bit of a mess in here." I nodded, pretending not to notice the small pang in my chest. Outside, where the folding chairs were, next to the trash bin. After lunch, Nina clinked her glass. "Everyone," she said cheerfully. "Time for the special surprise." I smiled, expecting maybe a birthday toast, or at least a few kind words. Instead, she handed me a large envelope. It was labeled in bold red letters, "Margaret's Future Plans." I frowned and opened it. Inside were brochures. Sunny Hills Senior Residence, Golden Years Assisted Living, and on top, a form titled, "Application for Admission." "What is this?" I asked, my hands trembling. Nina smiled. That same sugary smile that always hid a blade underneath. "It's your birthday gift. We thought you'd like to explore some nice communities. You know, people your age, social activities, medical staff, all that." Paul chuckled nervously. "It's just an idea, Mom. You've been saying how lonely you get in that big old house." I felt the blood drain from my face. "So you want me to leave my home?" Nina shrugged. "It's for your own good. You'll have friends your age, and we won't have to worry about you so much." The guests laughed softly, thinking it was all harmless. But inside, I was breaking apart. I stared at Paul, my only child, the boy I had raised alone after his father's heart attack. The boy I had worked 3 jobs for, saving every cent for his education. The boy I had believed would always love me. And now, he couldn't even give me a seat inside his own house. That night, I went home, sat in my silent kitchen, and wept until my heart felt hollow. Then, something inside me, the same something that once survived poverty, widowhood, and loneliness, whispered, "Enough." I wiped my tears, stood up, and poured myself a cup of tea. I remembered something my husband Harold used to say. "Greater than the day people take you for granted is the day you remind them who built the ground they stand on." The next morning, I took out my old lockbox, the one hidden under the loose floorboard in my bedroom. Inside were bank statements, deeds, and bonds. You see, Nina and Paul thought I lived off a small pension. They never knew that Harold had left me a life insurance policy and rental properties that had quietly grown in value for 40 years. My net worth, just over $850,000. Enough to live comfortably anywhere in the world. I had once planned to leave it all to Paul. Not anymore. I spent the next few days setting things in motion. 1. I rewrote my will. leaving everything to charities that supported widows and single mothers, women like I once was. 2. I transferred ownership of my rental properties into a trust managed by my lawyer, ensuring Paul would never touch them. 3. I sold my house, the same one where I'd spent decades raising him, cleaning, crying, and hoping. Then, I bought a small seaside cottage in Cornwall, a quiet town I'd always dreamed of visiting. It had white curtains, a rose garden, and a view of the sea. I could already smell the salt air. Before leaving, I wrote 2 letters, one for Paul and one for Nina. Letter to Paul. Greater than my dearest son. The woman you tried to send away built your life with her bare hands. The house you live in was paid with my savings. The college degree you boast about was bought with my sleepless nights and aching back. And yet, you decided that my age made me unworthy of your respect.